Hey, welcome back everybody. Today we are talking about State of the Game for Rust Console Edition for the end of June 2023. Very exciting stuff here. And again, yes, we are talking about Rust Console Edition for the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, Next Generations, and everything in between. And I'm Jay DeMonkey. Okay, so we're going to go through a litany of things here, but I would be remiss if I didn't at least bring this up. We have the node situation, and I know we've been beating this drum for a while, but it's worth mentioning. Now, again, I hope this is a fix for main branch by the time you guys are watching this, but I think this can definitely be a learning experience across the board. So if you didn't know, nodes have been broken since the farming update and the terrain update. Those are all in the same thing. And I think the population's been down because of it. Now, it's not to say that Rust Console Edition has low numbers. It does not. It has lots of people, even with this node problem. But I think the numbers should have been a lot higher, and they should have been even higher on top of that because we just had a major update. And I think it suffered unnecessarily. Now, I get it. There's going to be issues. There's going to be problems. It's more than just a quick fix. There's a team of people here, and I get things slip through the cracks. But what I'm talking about here is the communication. And again, I don't want to dump on this too hard because the communication's been good as of late. I just think that when this was identified, the official answer was, "Oh, that's part of the update." And we're like, have you played the update like for a little bit? You'll find out very quickly that that is not the case. Like, I get things have changed fundamentally. I mean, just look, like the terrain has changed an awful lot, and obviously the way the nodes, the clusters spawn are going to change. And I think that's where maybe the miscommunication was. People are like, "Oh, it's different," and that's what they thought the communication was. But we're saying, no, the nodes distribution was very off. And we didn't get official communication until about 2 weeks later. And that was a little frustrating because it's like, hey, let us at least know what's going on. Like, we get, like, you need to fix it. But I think a lot of people signed in, thought that was the case. And then they're like, "Oh, is this how the game's supposed to be? Yeah, like, not balanced? I'm out." You know what I mean? So, like, I think a lot of people bailed and not really knowing why. So they did come out and officially say that, and I think the fix taking a month, I mean, this is in hopes that they do get this out in June. A month is a bit long for a game-breaking, it's imbalanced, right? Like, we have giant groups sitting on top of these spawns, and it's very hard to get any kind of upkeep or even a base down other than wood for most people. I'm not saying you can't survive in these conditions, but I think for most of the population, it's a big curveball. And yes, this is not how this is supposed to be. Like, we played on PC Rust, and we play over on the console side, so like we know what this is supposed to be, and it's definitely not supposed to be like this. So it's good that the fix is coming now, and I'm not saying it's like the devs' fault, because they definitely get pushed by the suits and stuff. The suits really dictate what the timeline is and how many resources they have available. So maybe they said, "Hey, this isn't urgent." Which, again, I think for the playing population, it's a little frustrating, right? To be like, "Hey, we have to wait a month for this to be fixed." Like, here's the thing, and again, I'm not trying to be overtly negative here, but if the game is a live service for them, essentially it is, and your source of income is skins, the skins are really reliant on what? An active population. Well, when the active population is beat down by an imbalance bug, right? Your population is going to go down, so you're not going to get any revenue. So, like, there you go. That's what you tell the suits, right? Low populations equal low revenue. So, like, this absolutely needed to be fixed. And, like, we've been playing. You've been seeing us play this. And it's awfully frustrating, Like, yes, it creates some cool stuff for, like, certain scenarios. But for most people, this is a rough experience. And you're like, and we don't have custom servers yet. So we're kind of like, hey, we need some relief here or something, right? And again, I don't want to, like, beat on it too much. And hopefully this is all fixed and stuff. And by the time you guys are watching this, but the takeaway from this is, I think in the future, when this type of problem is identified, I think it needs to be communicated as quickly as possible. And then even if there's no solution, or even if it's bad news, and then after that, if you have a solution, like, follow up with the communication like that, I think that would go a long way for our community. What do you guys think, right? Like, that's what I would want to hear. Like, we're all adults, right? This is all a mature rated game, so it's not like you're talking to a bunch of kids playing Fortnite. Yeah, I guess adults play Fortnite too, but you know what I'm talking about, right? Like, we just need to know what's going on. I think a lot of people didn't really know that that was a bug. Like, a lot of people are like, "Oh, this is the major change." So I think it was frustrating. Anyways, better communication in the future would be great. But other than that, so we did get this terrain update that we were talking about. It ushers in a lot of different things for us. We're seeing a lot of different improvements across the board. You know, kudos to the team for basically adding performance for all platforms, like, yes, even core systems. Now, core systems, I hear them often say, like, oh, I don't get frames like next gen. It's like, yeah, you won't. Like, you never will. So you'll never get them like PC. But the fact that it's running and it's running better is definitely like a big plus, I think, for a lot of people. A lot of people have reported in with various systems saying that, hey, it's gotten so much better. And that's great. So that means we're going to get a lot of other pieces of content on top of this. So I think the train update is such a big piece of this. And that's why we're so excited for it. And yes, I don't want to harp on this too much, but that's why it's kind of sad to see the population not be as high as it could have been with the node problem. Now, I know it's going to pick up after it's fixed. And last we heard on PTB, things were a lot better. So think about it. We've gotten a lot in the past year or so, or even just this year. We gotten the power plant back. We got some major updates. We've gotten electricity, which is no small feat whatsoever. And then we have the farming that literally just came with the train update. And like these are very sophisticated systems, both on the client side and server side. And the fact that we have these running is fantastic. And we added performance on top of that. Again, no small feat for the dev team. Kudos to them because, I mean, dude, this game is such a resource hog on PC. And the fact that they have limited resources and are able to get this to play is I always say this, but it's amazing. And so the fact that they squeezed out even more performance and that we have even crazier stuff in the future coming for us. Like in a recent D11 survey, I know you guys have heard me cover this before, but this survey goes a lot deeper. But like there's certain things on the table now that we didn't know were on the table prior. You know, I mean, obviously community servers were going to get those things, but what was it? Some of the crazy stuff was like modular vehicles, helicopters, like that's all on the table. And especially after this terrain update, we're seeing lots of stuff that points towards it. So it's very exciting. And like obviously we needed the performance, and clearly they got it because now on our survey are like some major ticket items, right? Like I would love to see vehicles or minis or both, right? That would be fantastic. So the future's looking really great, and I think this game's going to hit its stride when we get the two next big pieces that we know are coming this year. Now, I've done a lot of videos on these, so I won't cover these too much, but custom servers will be coming this year along with horses. That has been confirmed by Double 11. If you want to know more about custom servers, I will go ahead and link that now in the upper right-hand corner if you want to go check that out. So we don't know which one's coming first, but this is also very exciting. So the reason why I'm pointing this out is I think this game is hitting its stride as far as like how many updates they're doing per year, and I think for the community, it's going to feel like a really good clip once we have custom servers in play because we can help alleviate a lot of these situations. Like the whole node situation, I think we could have really helped that just with custom servers, right? Like, you know, whether that be admins spawning in and helping people out a little bit, or if we could actually change some of the spawning positions, I don't know, or how deep it goes, something, right? We could have done something to help alleviate that. So I think that's really going to help situations like this in the future because these are unavoidable. Like there are going to be mistakes, there are going to be bugs. I get that. So I think once this comes online, I think it's going to help alleviate those problems, but also things like a lot of people want to see solo duo servers. A lot of people want to see boosted. We'll be running like a bi-weekly server. We'll be running event servers. I think it's really going to help this game like just go like skyrocket. Like I said before, this game really has a big population, and you start to see really big spikes in this when we have major updates. And I think the custom servers are just going to blow it off the chart. So I'm very excited for that. And again, it's going to be this year. We're very excited to see which one comes next. And we are getting about 3 updates a year. It would be nice to get 4 a year. And again, I don't think this is devs necessarily. I think this is all suit related, right, inside of the company. I think they really dictate like what that tempo is, and again, all those resources. But it would be very nice to see at least 4 updates a year. I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, you know, definitely chime in down below for certain. I would like to see 4. But typically, the way things are going now, we're getting about 3. And it's about, you know, like a certain space in between. It is nice to see the new content come in on, you know, like the PTB servers and stuff. So yeah, mad excited for this. The state of the game right now is very playable as soon as those nodes are fixed. Now, it's not to say that you can't play with the node fix being all jacked up, but here's the thing. It shouldn't have to be, and if it is broken, I hope it's not. It should be fixed relatively quickly. Because that PTB fix does seem to be working correctly. So it's very playable right now. If you like open world survivals, PvP survival type games, this is the game, man. No matter if you're playing on PC or a console, this game is extremely fun. Even with all of its flaws, you know, it's always a fantastic game. So we're very excited about it. So if you want to know about some of the more exciting future of Rust Console Edition, you go ahead and check the Rust minis here on the end screen. And hopefully we get to see you in the next live stream /video. Love you. Bye.